Morning, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch on Friday, June 2, 2023 on our planet. Hope you're all well. So I'm away from home out of my office for the next couple of days. So this is all you're going to get. I want to do some explanation on what I believe is happening in the northeast quadrant of North America, specifically around the Nova Scotia region. This video this morning is to explain my posting on Facebook on the heat anomaly on the Continental Shelf between Nova Scotia and Massachusetts. This is just more evidence of my supposition that, again, we have a mantle plume action through the head or one of its branches, nodes, arms, whatever. So once again, mantle plumes are anchored to the outer core of our planet where our magnetic field is generated from. Try to imagine hotter material rising up through the mantle plume to the mantle plume head, which comes to the underside of the lithosphere. As it does, the configuration of the mantle plume head can expand. It can be thousands of kilometers in diameter. So you can have branches, arms, nodes pushing up under through to the crust. There's also a term called lithospheric melting. This is what I believe is happening around Buffalo, New York, Maine, coast of Maine, Nova Scotia, etc. I'll give you several examples. So far this year, we've had at least 3 magnitude 4+ earthquakes off the coast of Nova Scotia between Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Just before the wildfires broke out in southern Nova Scotia, there was a small earthquake, 2.2, 2.3 or something like that off the south tip of Nova Scotia, immediately following a heat anomaly detected in the Bay of Fundy, north coast of Nova Scotia. We've also had an increase in seismic activity in the Gulf of St. Lawrence region, Gulf of St. Lawrence Seaway, Buffalo, New York, and surrounding area. Heat anomalies along the coast of Maine, Providence, that whole region. Next, if you go to my videos, or even go to Google Earth, off the coast between Massachusetts and Nova Scotia, you'll see a line of undersea mounts of volcanoes. Periodically, on each side of that line of undersea mounts, a tsunami buoy will go into motion. Why? The tsunami buoys are anchored to the ocean floor. If you're going to have any movement of the ocean floor, uplift or subsidence, those buoys are going to go into motion, such as they have, although rarely, go into motion. My supposition has been about a year ago, as the outer core continues to expand because of the changes going on, or let's just say, I don't know, electromagnetic influence from the large celestial body coming in. We're first going to see those indications where the crust is thinnest, the oceanic crust. Average thickness is 6 kilometers thick. I then stated we're then going to see these indications along the continental shelves, where the thickness steps up. Following that, we'll see indications along the coastal regions. And all these points are now happening. So far, unless I missed any, in the past week we've had 2 heat anomalies indicating heat from rising magma. First off the coast of Nova Scotia in the Bay of Fundy, just before these fires broke out. And this morning, again, continental shelf between Nova Scotia and Massachusetts. So it is my belief, once again, we have a mantle plume action going on in whole or in sections. Sorry, not this one. So that is my explanation to my Facebook post on the heat anomaly. So let's take into serious consideration we have rising heat from below and from above, from the weakening sections of our protective magnetosphere, allowing increased levels of ultraviolet radiation coming in. You got it from both ways, folks. You're right there in the middle. So that is my explanation. I stand firm on it. I presented this theory a year ago. I was watching Honga Tonga Honga Haipai 12 months before it erupted. I was watching those heat signatures rise. I was watching La Palma 30 days before it popped off. I'm not saying we're going to have any massive volcanic activity around Buffalo, New York, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, St. Lawrence Seaway, etc. What I am saying is we have a lot of pressure, a lot of heat coming up. And if so, if it is by the influence of a large celestial body, I don't know, if you're a religious person, call it biblical wormwood. Planet X. Then we are going to see more and more and more of these indications and subsequent events. That's up for now, folks. Have a swell day, From Brian Gunderson, Geomagnetic Earthwatch Canada.